Good morning. My name is Jacob Folger, and I'm an artist and a sculptor. And I share in video what I do, so other people can do it. And this morning I had this brainstorm. I had done a video on how to convert a rock into a air plant holder. And I did a video on that, so look for that. And I was thinking about other things that I could do, and I thought, hey, how about a candle holder? And so I have this one. This is the only voted. This is a not a votive. This is a tea light. So I'm gonna use that today. It's the only small candle I have in the house. But we're gonna use this, and I'm gonna show you how I do it. It's not too far different from the other for the air plant holder. It's a little bit different, obviously, because it's gonna hold a candle instead of an air plant. But I wanted to talk about that and some of my ideas about it. This big old rock, I found this down at the creek it's about a 5 mile hike from my house. So it was quite a deal to carry this home. And my dog enjoyed it, though. She sure did enjoy that run, I think. We're going to be using Polymer clay to do this project, and I recommend this brand. I always try to show the packaging just so it makes it easier for you to find it. I've used different clays, polymer clays, and have found that the best and easiest to work with is the Sculpting 3 brand. It comes in a bunch of colors, but I buy it in black because if you've seen my other videos, I like the black because I don't have to paint it black to do my finishes. It's a base coat for my finishes is black. But I don't think we're going to finish this piece today. But all I have is black, so we're going to use that. Sculpting 3 is an oven-baked clay. It's pretty simple to use. You do want to knead it. And again, I'm going to say Sculpting 3. Sculpting has a number of brands or kinds or types. And I've tried several of them, and I have to say the Sculpting 3 is the easiest for me, and I use it a lot. So there you go. This is what it looks like. This is all I have left because I had 3 pounds come in on Monday, and this is it. I use it a lot, obviously. So the first thing to do is to knead it. But before we do that, we actually have to seal the rock where we're going to put the candle holder. And I want to talk about for a minute how you would decide where to put the holder itself. It's up to you really, but you have to decide kind of on a place that's going to be both artistic, aesthetically pleasing. That's kind of what's on my mind. That could be anywhere on the rock, really. I mean, it could be here, it could be here. The best thing maybe is to hold the candle and just try it in different places and see what might be best for you. I think what I'm going to do, let's see here. I think I'm going to put it here. I'm going to put it right here. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to use a product. Now you can use a lot of things to seal it. Ideally you would use something that's clear. This is clear. It goes on white, but it dries clear almost right away. Or it turns clear almost right away. It's Golden Medium's GAC 100 multi-purpose acrylic polymer. All we're doing basically with this is trying to seal where we're going to apply the polymer clay so that the clay will bond better to the rock. So what we can do here is pour some in this this is a little lid. I use it all the time for this, and you just need a little bit. See, that's just a tiny bit. You don't need much. And make sure that's sealed up tight, and then we're going to take the brush, and I want my candle holder to be right here, so I'm just going to apply it to the rock right about here, And you can also seal the whole rock. If you do that, the rock will become darker, and the striations and coloring of the rock will come out and look better. But you may not like that, so you may want the rock to look really natural. So it's really entirely up to you. The thing about your paintbrush is you definitely want to clean it and water right after you use it, because it will get hard on you, and you won't be able to clean it after it gets hard. That will be it. That will be a done deal, and the brush will be ruined. So you can either have a cup of water nearby like I did, or you can wash it out the sink. And it's just acrylic. I mean, it'll wash off your hands. We're going to wait a few minutes for that to dry. So then we're going to go ahead and start kneading the clay here. And I'm going to talk about some tools that I use while I do that. These are wood sculpting tools. They're for clay. They also come in plastic. I think I prefer the wood. I have a couple different ones. They come in different shapes and sizes. And actually, these are the only two I have, and I actually have used these for many years. I've had these for years and years. And I recommend them if you're going to be working in polymer clay, but this is not a project that absolutely requires any tools, really, besides maybe a pencil or something like that, the shape of a pencil, and your fingers. And besides that, and the paintbrush that we use to put on the polymer acrylic. So we're kneading the clay now, and the idea of kneading the clay is to, what I call, warm it to your hands, to get it warm and soft and pliable. And now we're going to take off just a little piece right now, and we're going to do something that I call a seed. When you're putting clay, polymer clay on a rock, and by the way, you want to use polymer clay because polymer clay is oven baked. It doesn't shrink when it dries, and so if you were using water-based clay or something like that, when it dries, it would crack. It would shrink and crack on the rock, because the rock itself obviously wouldn't shrink. So this is definitely a project for polymer clay. But to get it to really bond, it's best to start with a seed. And so what I do is I really do a good bit of kneading, get it really soft and pliable, and then I put it on the rock like that. And then I really push it into the rock. By you can see I'm moving my thumb a little. My thumb's in a little bit of a circular motion, and I'm really, really pushing it into the rock. That gets it really bonded there. Okay. Then before I start sculpting on the candle holder, I score this like that. And I get that good and scored like that. Now I'm just going to turn it slightly here, and now I'm going to start creating the candle holder. And now keep in mind, this is a brainstorm. I came up with this idea this morning, so this is kind of in a way fresh to me, like it is fresh to you. Of course, I'm an artist, and I've been working with polymer clay and sculpting and doing things like this for many years, so I think I can pull it off pretty well. So I think what I'm going to do is start off with a ball like this. Okay? And then I think what I'm going to do is, I'm sure you can see this, I'm going to put it on the table and flatten one side like that. And then I'm going to do the same thing on one of the other sides, which is where the candle is going to go. So I'm basically creating a shape like a little rounded ledge. And then I can sculpt it some more once I get it on there to make it the size for the candle. And then before I put it on, I'm going to score the clay also where it's going on. I'm going to score that really good so that it will really bond to the seed. And then I'm just going to kind of, by shaking it and rotating it back and forth, I'm going to bond it to the seed, like that. Now, one thing you have to keep in mind is that polymer clay probably is not really fireproof. I'm going to put a warning on here: do not burn this unattended. Don't burn it unattended. Don't put a bare candle with the wax directly to the clay. Don't leave it alone and let it burn down. And so that's really important. Okay. So now I'm just going to sculpt it. I'm sculpting it using mostly my hands. Well, all my hands, really, at this point. And this is where maybe a tool would come in handy. But if this is a one-shot deal for you, I don't think I would go out and buy a package of tools. Okay, I would use a butter knife or something else to, if you need to. We happen to have a butter knife right here, so I'm going to demonstrate for that purpose, so that you don't have to go buy tools. You can cut it in to the rock to get it nice and tight to the rock. And just just mold it in and sculpt it in like that. Now let's see how it fits. It fits pretty good. And if you want, you could create a little bowl inside with your finger by just pressing and creating a little concave. It might just look nicer if you did that. I don't know how necessary it is. Keeping in mind that you're not going to burn this unattended, right? And then you might want to just make sure it's level. If you have a little level, it might be good, or just eyeball it all the way around and make sure it's level all the way around. And then just flatten it out where it's not. And that is basically how you do it. Now we have a candle holder on a rock. Let's see how it looks. Okay, that's pretty cool. Now keep in mind this candle is a little bit run down. It's been used to model for many projects over the years for me, and I just happens to be my last one. But that actually looks pretty cool. And the other thing you do is you can also turn this into an air plant holder if you wanted to. See my other video, and maybe put the air plant over here, and that would be just a beautiful little thing, I think. In fact, why don't we see how that works? And we'll just for sake of checking it out, we'll make a little belt of clay to just hold it on there. See if it'll hold it on there. Doesn't work very well. As I said, polymer clay doesn't stick to a rock unless you give it some reason to with that acrylic. But as you can see, that looks pretty neat. So you want to obviously keep the plant away from the candle. Common sense. We got to use common sense. But you can watch the other video on how to make a stone air plant holder, and then you've got this video, and you can see it's actually a nice little project. And then as far as cooking goes, let's talk about that for a minute. I really advise people to work out the cooking times and that on their own, because you have it on your packaging, and you might end up getting something other than Sculpey. You might want to check that. You want to verify it. It's important because the cooking is a very important part of this. You can go online to find out the various brands you're using. Of course, I recommend Sculpey 3, but not everyone does that. So, it might be a different cooking time for different brands. So make sure you check that out. But for this piece, based on the amount of size and mass that's here, I would cook this at 275 degrees, preheated oven for probably half an hour. And to warn you in advance, rocks retain heat, and they will last. They will stay really, really hot for a long time, sometimes hours. Hours. So just don't reach in there and grab the rock or something like that when you think it's cool. Be very careful about that. And you can put the rock on a plate or something, but this is a big rock. I don't know if I'd put a big rock like this on the plate. I think I would just stick it in the oven on the you know, the grating, the shelf of the grating for the oven, the inside of the oven. I don't know what they call that thing, the rack. I guess they call it a rack. So put it right on the rack if it's a big stone like this. And what you can do is when the time is up, you can turn the oven off and open the oven door, and just let it cool that way, and just leave it there for an hour or two until it's cool. And you wouldn't normally have to do that for something, just a sculpture of something out of polymer clay, but again, the stone is it's gonna get really hot, and it's gonna stay that way for a while. I just don't want to see it get burned. So so that's about it. My name is Jacob Folger again, and I'm a sculptor and artist. I have over 400 videos on my YouTube channel. I'm also around in other places like Instructables, and you know, if you like the video, please click on like. It's not that hard. Just click the like button. If you have a comment, please leave a comment. I like comments. I like people to let me know what they're thinking. And send me a picture of what you make. If you have any questions, send me an email. My email is fairly easily accessible on the YouTube channel and channel page. And you know, visit my Etsy shop, by the way. I sell all my art in my Etsy shop online. I'll put a link for that or something on the video so you can find that. And thanks again for watching. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.